On the evening of January 29, 2025, a tragic mid-air collision occurred near Ronald Reagan, Washington National Airport in Washington, D.C. The collision involved an American Airlines Bombardier CRJ-700 regional jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter. The incident resulted in the loss of all 67 individuals on board both aircraft. The Black Hawk helicopter that collided with a commercial jet near Reagan Washington National Airport had taken off from Davison Army Airfield at Fort Belvoir in Virginia, about 15 miles southwest of the airport. The helicopter was from the Army's Bravo Company of the 12th Aviation Battalion. The helicopter was on an annual proficiency training flight when it crashed, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said in a video statement posted to X on Thursday morning. Timeline of events: 5:38 p.m. Central Time. American Airlines Flight 5342 departed from Wichita, Kansas, carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members. The flight was scheduled to land at Reagan National Airport at 9:03 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:47 p.m. Eastern Time. The DCA air traffic controller instructed the Black Hawk pilot to maintain visual separation from the CRJ-700. The pilot confirmed having the plane in sight. 8:48 p.m. Eastern Time. The collision occurred, and both aircraft crashed into the icy Potomac River. 8:51 p.m. Eastern Time. Departures to DCA were grounded due to the aircraft emergency. 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Reagan National Airport was closed, and a large-scale search and rescue operation was launched. Emergency response teams, including local, state, and federal agencies, were immediately deployed to the crash site. Despite the rapid response, no survivors were found. The search and rescue operation continued through the night, with efforts focused on recovering bodies and debris from the river. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, has initiated an investigation to determine the cause of the collision. Preliminary reports suggest that the helicopter pilot may have been confused by the presence of another departing aircraft, leading to the tragic accident. NTSB says preliminary investigation to take 30 days. Final report will take a year or more. The crash has raised significant concerns about air traffic safety in the congested airspace around Reagan National Airport. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, who had previously expressed concerns about the airport's safety, reiterated the need for stricter regulations and better coordination between civilian and military flights. Families of the victims have been notified, and grief counseling services are being provided. The aviation community and the public have expressed their condolences and support for the affected families. 14 figure skaters are among the victims of the first major commercial plane crash in the United States since 2009. Spencer Lane, a talented figure skater and member of the Skating Club of Boston. He was returning from the National Development Camp in Wichita, Kansas. Christine Lane, Spencer's mother, who accompanied him on the trip. Jenna Hahn, another figure skater from the Skating Club of Boston. She was described as a wonderful competitor and loved by all. Jean Hahn, Jenna's mother, who was also on the flight. Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov, former world champion figure skaters and coaches at the Skating Club of Boston. They were well known in the figure skating community and had a son, Maxim Naumov, who is also a skater. Inna Valianskaya, an ice skating coach from Ashburn, Virginia. She competed internationally and later performed in ice theater. For crew members, the crew members on the American Airlines flight were confirmed by UA Steamfitters Local 602, though their names have not yet been released. 3 Army soldiers. The Black Hawk helicopter was carrying 3 soldiers, whose identities have not been disclosed yet. The victims included a mix of athletes, coaches, and family members, many of whom were returning from a figure skating camp. The loss has deeply affected the figure skating community and the families involved. The U.S. figure skating community has been struck by tragedy in a plane crash before. An entire U.S. figure skating team died in a plane crash on February 15, 1961. The plane, Sabina Flight 548, was carrying the team to the World Figure Skating Championships in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Along with the team, 16 family members, coaches and friends of the skaters died in the crash. The DC plane crash is a somber reminder of the importance of stringent safety measures and effective communication in aviation. As the investigation continues, it is hoped that lessons learned from this tragedy will help prevent similar incidents in the future. Let us pray for the all.